we don't let our customers deal with the AI. The AI, it's a support. It's gonna make their life easier, but it's not gonna replace their judgment, their context, sharing understanding, and so on.
So hey everyone, my name is Ivan. I'm CEO and co-founder of Bluegree.io, IT consulting firm. And today I have Imre with me, who's founder of Fred. He's going to tell you a bit more about his amazing startup and what is it, what's the problem in the world out there that they're solving. So I'm eager to hear more. So hey man, nice having you.
Thanks a lot for having me, first of all. Thanks to Bluegree, of course. Well, what is Fred and what problem we're trying to solve? It's the question that we usually get asked literally everywhere. Fred, it's a user research platform that is built to make user research affordable, practical, and usable for startups and small teams, the ones that still don't have all the knowledge inside the team to cover user research. It helps our customers during the entire research life cycle, from planning the study, recruiting tester, collecting data, and analyzing and making this data into decision, turning this data into decision. The core problem is that user research is still seen as expensive and out of reach because of the reason that I told you before, because it's complex, it requires knowledge, and there are a lot of tools out there that you can use, but they are very complex. They require user research knowledge, and they are also fragmented. So what we're doing is embed everything in one single place, so startups actually can move faster from the hypothesis to the decision in one single place. And of course, as a founder, my focus is clarity and efficiency. And I want teams that are using our own tool get the same. So get real insights without needing big budgets, dedicated user research team, or weeks of work to get the information.
Got it. Do you feel maybe that there's still this misconception of how startups, especially startups and startup founders, think about this type of research? The reason why I ask is I kind of feel it's the same way as understanding what's cost and what's investment. Same with like cybersecurity, for example. So I feel like you're having a lot of pushbacks when you pitch your idea to them.
Exactly. Yeah, to be fair, user research is still seen as something that is not maybe urgent, or people they distrust user research. It's like they don't trust the data that is coming out to user research. This comes mostly in my experience, comes from the culture, because I've been growing in a market which is the Italian market, which is very skeptic about new ways of work. And I've been seeing this also in other markets, markets that are consolidated, for instance, fintech. Everywhere there is a solid base that for years has been based to the feeling guts of the CEO. Now it feels that it's in every time that there is this kind of culture in the company, it's difficult to make them understand the value of user research, like the value of cybersecurity. I mean, they simply don't get the real problem behind that.
Yeah, when there is a problem, then they're, not before the problem occurs, that they're actually investing in it.
Yeah, they are reactive and non-proactive, which is what is making those companies risk their business, basically. Because today we have data, we have tons of ways to understand what is happening and also to do forecasts. So I think, in my opinion, it was time before, and it's even more time now to push companies to adopt a data-driven, at least a data-informed way of reasoning and taking decisions inside the company.
Yeah, makes sense. And is this something you noticed like in Italian markets only, or what's your experience outside Italy?
Well, not only the Italian market. As I said, the Italian market was the first, of course, where I faced the issue. The first time I faced the issue badly because it was also difficult. Let me do a bit of a step back. Data is not enough to make people change their mind. We know about this. It's because otherwise, if we tell someone that eating too many cookies is going to get fat, people wouldn't eat too many cookies. And this is the biggest problem that we have now, communicating the value, breaking the beliefs of those people. And in large industries like fintech, I've been seeing this most in every company I've been working for. Very few companies were a bit more open to user research. One of them was my latest place I was working for, and was a cryptocurrency company. They were very driven about user research. They were very fond of user research and how use data in this case. But to be fair, other markets like even the American market, the US market, it depends by the company. It's still based on the culture of the CEO or the founder or the managing team that is actually setting the culture for the company. So
People are people. People are people,
people.
essentially. Yeah, got it. So I wanted to ask, like, kind of, what was the initial spark? Like, what sparked the idea? What did you see that make you believe that, hey, I got a problem. I have a fix for this problem. You know, like what was it?
Well, we were working, before Fred, we were a design studio. We were mostly doing user research for other companies. And we were working closely with startups, medium to small companies, and we had also large enterprise companies. The issue was always the same. Research was mostly postponed, not because people do not care about users, but because they were feeling that was expensive, complex, and hard to justify early on. We don't have budget, we don't have researchers in-house, always the same excuses. And this happened, I don't want to say 100% of the projects that I've been involved in, but 85, 90% of the projects, those were the issues. And those people were actually referring to us because they didn't know from where to start. They didn't know that user research could be done in a cheap way and a very fast way. So that was the idea. We actually started developing Fred for us to help our own clients. And that was the spark. And then once we were using this tool with our clients, some of our colleagues, because we are a community, we were sharing this finding and our tool and the way that we were using it. And our colleagues, they just got interested in it. And we turned the Fred from an internal tool to a startup.
Got it. That's a neat story. So I didn't expect to hear a garage, but it was kind of, it felt like it's gonna start from, me and my few friends, we were kind of hacking, and then we were in his garage, and then it was Eureka. It's not always like that. Yeah, good story. Thanks for sharing that.
It was literally based on our life, day-to-day work.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. That's, like, honest story leads to authenticity, which it actually sells. Speaking of selling, so what's the channel that you acquire your prospects from? Like when teams with certain problem come to you, what is this problem? Do they come to you via inbound sales channel, or do you outreach them? How do you?
Well, we do have a story with existing clients because, of course, we had our own clients. That those clients, they actually moved from our design studio to our software. But so that it was because they know us, and mostly because word of mouth in that specific case, old customers. New customers, we are doing outbound reach with cold emails, cold calls, classic email marketing. We are not stressing that much because the tool is being seen very valuable. So people are actually converting quite fast with the marketing that we are doing, and we are not going still full scale because our plan is to go full scale with marketing in 2026 because we actually launched officially for everyone 2 months ago. So we are still in the process. Apart from that, PPC campaigns drive most of the traffic, drive most of the registrations. And I have to be honest, I don't prefer any of the channels because they are bringing qualified leads, both cold emails, cold calls, and PPC.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's a mix. It's a mix of them.
Makes
Classic.
sense. Did you notice, like, for example, is there a common problem clients approach
Yeah.
to you, prospects? I mean, what is it?
Well, to be fair, it depends by the size of the company that is approaching us. For instance, if they are founders, maybe solo founders or a couple of founders that are still validating the idea, they have no clue from where to start. So they actually start with Fred because Fred offers a wizard to go through the entire flow. So actually, they know how to do it because Fred is leading them through the process. While small teams, for them, it's still there are two major issues. One, it's recruiting, which is taking too much time and too much effort from the teams, and analysis and synthesis. Recruiting, because as I said, it takes time. You have to double screen the users a lot of times. You need to really tailor and work on your customer target base. But then once you have your target and then you get data, the second biggest problem is to understand what the data is meaning. And with Fred, it's quite easy because Fred is giving you insights, is leading you through the solution, and also doing the analysis for you, which is also a good take because it takes also a lot of time and a lot of knowledge to analyze data as I are data scientist.
Yeah, definitely. So essentially, you want to see the data. You don't want to bother
Yeah,
how the one providing data got to it. It's just like
exactly.
the core value of it. It's
Give me the
there.
answer. Give
Easy.
me the answer. That's it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Interesting. And so, like, from the standpoint of the research workflow, I'm not from industry, and so while I was reading about your startup, it kind of sparked this idea of understanding how many steps there is, and like, is there anything that's still kind of, I don't want to say unsolved problem, but like, is there something that is still a hardest to overcome while doing the research for the customer as well? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, to be fair, so far the biggest part again, it's finding the right testers because of course what you're doing is to find the right testers to base your assumption, to check your assumptions with them. So recruiting and screening them, it's crazy difficult because you are literally you need to understand who you have in front of you and from a few questions. So that part is quite difficult, and Fred helps also a lot with this because the AI is kicking in and doing the screening and checking the
Yeah, but
background. So
AI would still base its own perspective and standpoints on someone else's experience. Do you maybe think that there is a room to create a sort of community around your
yeah,
startup?
we are kind of building. We are actually working on building the community, especially for the tester side, because we want testers to be a community to enjoy helping other companies to shape their products. And in fact, what we are doing is our screening is mostly based on the willingness of people on taking part of those on those tests and validations, just for the sake of shaping better products and reducing waste out of the internet and the softwares, because that is, if product is not going to work, it's going to be waste. So we're building up this kind of communities that are this community that cares about how is the success of products, because they will be the final users at the end. So we're trying to create this kind of community. From the our client side, well, the fact already that Fred is solving most of their issues and leading them through the process, it's already solving the biggest bottlenecks that we have. But of course, there will still be something in the industry that is not going to be solved by technology, because at the end of the day, technology is going to support users that are going to take the decision. So
It's always
uh,
human to human, right?
yeah, because at the very end, in this also the reason why, compared to our competitors and some of our competitors, we don't use synthetic users. We don't let our customers deal with the AI. The AI, it's a support. It's gonna make their life easier, but it's not gonna replace their judgment, their context, sharing, understanding, and so on. So, which is what teams have to take in charge of.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree with that. It's supposed to be working in the background, supporting you, not being you,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a companion. It's not your researcher. It's a companion that is going to lead you through the process, helping you understand the data, nothing more. The decision is still yours because we are dealing with humans at the very end. So
Makes sense. So when you talk to, let's say I'm a prospective customer and like, but I mean, let's not do that. I have a better one. So when you close a deal, what's usually the thing that is making your prospect adopting your solution? Like what is it that they're buying into?
usually we do the deal during a demo. I usually use Fred to sell Fred because it's easier to show them the power of the easiness, the ease of use of Fred. That is where they buy it. Where we have two different kind of buyers. The one that are buying the software because the entire ecosystem that is bringing to you, and the one that are buying the software for two reasons: the ecosystem and plus the price. Because of course, even pricing it's something that is giving us margin to compete with our competitors because we are targeting small companies and startups, so where budget is not that big thing. And those are the two main reasons why customers usually then they sign the agreement.
Got it. Did you ever feel like maybe there is a moment where customers again I'm falling back on the fact that I'm not
Mhm.
too familiar with the industry. Just by accident, by reading about Fred and doing some research for my own company, I was forced to kind of get involved in understanding at least, how things work. But now I'm putting this question through a perspective of my own business. Do you feel like customers would expect, or not expect, but they would be happy to have your local presence from wherever they are? Like for example, in whatever city in the Italy, you would have it would help you to sell Fred and to maintain this customer for long term if you had a representative in their own local area.
Well, yes and no. They ask for presence, but mostly presence of servers because they want the data hosted in their own country. And most of the countries, for instance, we are dealing with a specific issue in the Middle East. We are launching in Middle East in a couple of months. We are setting up everything. Why we are doing that and not just use our own servers on AWS? Because there are countries that are very strict in terms of data regulations. Europe. We have okay, all the countries in Europe they share the same regulations, but outside we have different regulations. So my biggest objection is where do you host data, rather than is Fred available in my country with an office? Because of course they can always reach out to us through the forum, through the support portal, through Slack, through Reddit. We are everywhere in where the customers can connect with us. But the important thing is that their data it's hosted in the right place. So that is the biggest objection.
So
Data.
GDPR is kind of important, right?
Yeah. GDPR,
NIS,
CCPA,
too,
NIS,
maybe.
yeah. For instance, in case of banking, we have two customers that are banks. They cannot use our software on cloud. They need to have it on premise. So we provide this kind of solution for them on premise that is completely disconnected. They have their own deploy stages and so on. We, of course, keep their software updated, but of course, it comes with their DevOps doing all the magic on their side. And of course, we are there to support them. But yeah, we
Nice.
have different use cases, literally a lot of use cases.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about one of those. Like, what's the flagship showcase or use case or even case study with one of your most successful, let's say, customers?
Yeah, one of our customers, I'm gonna say one of customers. It's one we started from Italy testing the product, of course, and one of those Italian customers. I cannot say the name, but it's a very small startup. They are just six. They were well. They wanted to do data, they wanted to do product development properly, but they were mostly developers. They were shipping like crazy. Like every week they were shipping new functionalities, postponing and demanding the testing and the fit with the customers at the very end. And once they started using Fred, because I contacted them through a friend, this was word of mouth. We reached this company because we wanted them into the beta stage, so to do validation for us. We onboarded them, and as soon they started understanding what Fred was doing and running usability testing, interviews, and analysis in a structured way, they realized that the problem was not shipping features. They were able to ship features. They were shipping features weekly, basically. But the way that we were shipping features, the features were mentally overloading their core flow. So people were not able to progress through all the features because this was a super app. And they were doing so many things in one place that people were overloaded. They simply were not understanding what was the core value of the app because there were too many things. They started using Fred and doing interviews. They simplified instead of keep adding. They started removing features that were not removing completely from the app, but hiding from the screen in a different place. They reduced the amount of course, development to be done because they tailored the development around what were the customer needs actually, and of course, adoption went up because the app was simpler to be understood by the users, it was simpler to be used, and people were starting actually using it. So I will say that in this case, it's not just adopting Fred, but it's switching mentality for this company because as soon as they started using Fred, they switched to, okay, let's test earlier. Let's not enter development. Let's not waste money and time, of course. Let's validate. If it works, we develop. And that was, if I have to say about best story of my customer, I will say them. Yeah, definitely. Certificate, it's, okay, I said the name. Okay, but it's, that's okay.
Yeah, we can add it. We can add it if you want. It's not live.
No worries. No worries. I will let them know that they are also in a podcast. No worries.
Yeah, that was a very clever way of introducing them. Okay, awesome. So yeah, it sounds like one of those stories, not seeing the forest from the trees, and then your product actually helped them to do that. Awesome. Awesome. And so like 5-10 years from now, what's happening? Where's Fred?
Well, our long-term vision is mostly about what Fred can become for our customers. What we want, as I said, is that teams are gonna start using user research not as an abstract layer that they attach on top an add-on that they buy after. It's something that has to be built in the workflow. So our goal is to make Fred the built-in piece of every company workflow. We want Fred to be the place to go where you need to do user research. Whether you are a small company or a large enterprise, we are going to support everyone. Of course, we need time for large enterprises, but today we are ready for companies up to 200, 300, 400 employees. We are ready, even for companies that doesn't have a team at all. So our goal is Fred. It's the place to go for user research. This is in 5 years. In 3 years, most probably we are going to still finalize the version of Fred to cover all the needs that we have to.
I see. So sounds like a lot of integrations with tools like with ecosystems, even with like
exactly
Jira and different project management tools. Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
Sounds good, and it feels like a natural path for this type of product, really.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay. By the way, I skipped one important thing. When we chatted before I hit the recording button, you showed me how Fred got named. So if you can share that as well.
Yeah, Fred, it's actually an actual dog. It's, and I don't know if you can see it, it's this guy. Okay, it's simple. Unluckily, it's a dog that passed away. It was the dog from the design studio. He was living with us. He was, of course, it was my dog, but he was living inside the design studio, and he was always curious, always there. And the moment that we were trying to figure out a name for the software, that actually the initial name was Key Insights, very funny and super engaging. We said, let's make it human, because at the very end, it's going to be a human companion is gonna be curious and feed curiosity as Fred was doing. So let's just name it after him. And it makes also sense because, from a marketing perspective, we are embedding in the same place all the functionality. So we are kind of a shepherd of all the
I
different
see.
methodologies and so on.
That's clever.
And
That's
that
clever and very good homage to a fallen friend.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely, it's the best thing that we could do, and we did it.
cool. Cool. Awesome. What else? I think I'm gonna be in Italy like in next 3 months, I think.
We should meet,
Yeah,
100%,
definitely.
man.
Definitely. So I've been in Rome like throughout Italy. I was only in Rome and North Italy. Went to Venice. I went by
Uh-huh.
car, so that was really fun thing to do. Always recommended.
Definitely.
But yeah, I fall in love with Rome even before I'm like a history geek. So it kind of naturally falling in place. And so yeah, I'm planning to go there as well again. So I'll definitely give you a heads up so we can meet.
Yeah, yeah. Please do it.
Yeah, cool. I think this concludes it. Did I miss maybe asking you something? Would you like to share something that I kind of maybe I
Oh, well, I
missed?
think we spoke mostly about everything, about the idea, about the fact that it's very important to us that our AI, it's a built-in AI, but it's not going to replace people, it's not going to replace
Yeah,
workers. It's what, in our opinion, AI is meant to be, a support to help us exceed and excel without getting drawn in never-ending analysis and never-ending tasks. It has just to automate, but not for the sake of automation.
I see. I see. That's really clever way to put it. If people wanna meet and talk with you, where they can find out more.
They can actually visit our website. There is a button to actually schedule a meeting straight away with me. It's going to be a demo. I'm the responsible of all demos. We have a team which is very busy in developing and designing the product. So I'm going to be the point of contact for anything. And if they want just to ping me, they can ping me anywhere, also on LinkedIn or everywhere.
Perfect. So we'll definitely share that in our repost of this video as well, so people can have all these details below. Thanks again, man, for a really interesting story. So hopefully in 3 to 5 years, we'll see you being up there, integrated with all different
Everywhere.
ecosystems. Yeah, everywhere. Okay, so fingers crossed, man.
Fingers
Um,
crossed. Thank you so much.
thanks for your time. Much appreciated.
It's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure, Ivan.
Likewise.